Okay, so it is pretty late into the night. It is basically like 2 a.m. at least Central Time here in Texas. So as of me recording this, I have to be up in like 6 hours. Yeah, 6 hours, because I work early in the morning. But I just finished watching, well, not too long ago, I finished watching the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem film. That's such a mouthful to say. I have to slow that down. But did I like this film? Yeah, it was a pretty solid film. Was it better than Spider-Verse? No, it really wasn't as good as Spider-Verse, but it was still a solid film. And I'm gonna go into some spoilers, so if you haven't seen the film, I suggest go watch the film and then go watch this video, because yeah. And I know what you're thinking, but Alexis, this is not an anime, so why are you covering like a turtle film that's not anime? Well, to be fair, I did cover a Superman film, I did cover Invincible. Those are not anime, but they do have anime elements within it. So yeah, especially this Turtles film, it does have like a lot of anime references, and I'm a really big fan of the Ninja Turtles. They were like my childhood. I grew up watching them as cartoons. The 2006 Ninja Turtles will always be like my favorite iteration of the Ninja Turtles, especially since they had like the best like theme song. Let me see how it goes. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles power up, Shredder. They got like the best opening. Even like 10 years later, I still know the opening. So with that being said, let's dive deep into this film. Let's just give my spoiler honest thoughts on the film. So what I really enjoyed about this film was the fact that they're actually portrayed as freaking teenagers. I think part of the problem with this series, like in general, like the overall concept of the Turtles, is that they're not really portrayed as teenagers in most media. They're kind of portrayed as more like young adults, like early 18-year-olds, like early 20s. At least that's what they're kind of like portrayed as. They're not really portrayed as like friendly, kiddish type of characters. Like they're not portrayed like they're literally teenagers, because you know how teenagers are. They goof off, they don't really listen to adults, yada yada. I think the 2012 iteration of the Ninja Turtles did a pretty good job at portraying that, but this new iteration of the Ninja Turtles, brought to us by Seth Rogen, honestly did such a kick-ass job like portraying them as teenagers. Like they're like 15-year-olds, and you know how teenagers be. They're wild, they don't really listen to their parents and all that good stuff. It was pretty good just seeing them interact with April O'Neil. That was a pretty fun interaction. I really did enjoy her character. She wasn't really forced. She wasn't really too much in the film, but she was there when the plot needed her to be. And I really loved how the like film overall focused on Donatello, Michelangelo, Raphael. I feel like I'm missing someone. One of them, I feel like I'm missing someone. But yeah, I really loved how it focused on all four of them. And then you had Master Splinter. But I'll get to my dislikes about this film in just 1 second, but overall, pretty good. The story of them like just trying to be accepted into the human world, and how they meet the big bad of the series, Superfly, which is not Baxter Stockman. If you're familiar with the series at all, normally the Fly is Baxter Stockman. However, in this rebooted universe, the Fly is a creation, a son of Baxter Stockman. After he was killed by the agency, the Fly gained the intelligence of Baxter Stockman, and like wanted to fulfill revenge upon the humans for like killing his father figure, and therefore he created a mutant family, which they eventually turn on him on the film, and he ends up becoming like this giant kaiju type of monster. So it takes all of the mutants like teaming up with the Turtles to defeat Superfly. That was a pretty fun part. Another fun thing about this film that I very much enjoyed was the fight scenes. Like the fight scenes in this one were very well choreographed, especially since it's like ninjas. Like the Ninja Turtles just like doing their thing. It was pretty fun to see on screen. When I saw them, like my little kid brain like kicked off, and I'm like, oh, Ninja Turtles doing ninja things. I was like freaking out each time, and it was pretty damn fun. Especially Superfly. I think it was voiced by Ice Cube. Yeah, he was voiced by Ice Cube. I really loved this character. He was a straight up villain. He just wanted to get rid of humans because they're kind of evil, they're kind of dicks. And to be fair, humans will be humans, so I kind of see where he's coming from, but the way he was going about it, he wanted to turn every living being into a mutant. Yeah, that's kind of a terrifying possibility. Like every ant, every bug, everything in the world just to like turn on humans. That is a scary. The guy, like when his family turned on him, he's like, nah, I'm not dealing with that. I'll kill y'all too, and I can make a new family. Like he was a straight up menace in this film. However, like the human organization that was trying to capture the turtles, they didn't really function too much into the film. I didn't really care about them. Shredder, he was kind of implied to be in it, but you didn't really see any like Easter eggs for Shredder, Casey Jones, Krang, or any of the other characters in the much larger Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles world. Those weren't really too much within this film. This film was pretty self-contained. It did give the origins of Baxter Stockman, Superfly, the Ninja Turtles, how Master Splinter. It's kind of different. Now, my only disdain for this film, other than the runtime that it's pretty short, it's like an hour and a half, hour 40 minutes. I feel like it was a pretty short film. Honestly, if it was like 2 hours, I feel like it could have been a bit better if you spend a little bit more time like on the turtles doing like their ninja fighting. I really like how their fighting looked in the film. It was pretty good. My only disdain with this one was the way that Master Splinter was kind of portrayed as this kind of lazy, laid back type of guy. To me, Master Splinter, I kind of view him as like the Yoda of this universe, where he's all old and wise. To be fair, he was pretty wise, and I think it was voiced by Jackie Chan in this series. I think he actually was. But the one thing I really don't like about the film, how it was portrayed, how they portrayed him, was the fact that they showed him as kind of old ninja. He wasn't, I don't know, like, I just didn't really like his character. He was like too laid back, not too serious. I like a serious Master Splinter where he's kind of like Yoda, and this Splinter didn't really feel like a Yoda type character. He just kind of felt like someone who was Splinter, and I don't know, I didn't really like that. And other iterations of the Turtles, Master Splinter is either the rat of I think it was Yamoshi, like the human who taught him kung fu and all the ninja arts, or he's the human who was turned into a rat due to the mutagen. But in this film, he's just like some random rat off the street that like gets turned by the ooze and into like a giant rat, and then he teaches himself kung fu ninja skills in order to defend off humans from like trying to hunt him or trying to do harm to him or his family. I don't know, like something about that origin I really didn't like. But if I remember correctly, this is the same origin from like the original 1984 Turtles, but I can't remember off the top of my head if it's like the same origin or not. I just didn't really feel like the vibe of Master Splinter. He doesn't feel like a Master Splinter to me. If anything, I kind of want to see his development further down the sequels, if they do make any, which knowing this franchise, yeah, they definitely are gonna make like more characters, more sequels planned. But I just didn't really like his character. Like something about it didn't feel like Master Splinter to me. Like he was not my Master Splinter. As far as like references, I mentioned earlier, the anime references, they mentioned a lot of anime references. They had a lot of callbacks to Attack on Titan, JoJo's, Dragon Ball, My Hero, and they even had a Gojo sticker on Donatello's bow staff, which was pretty cool. If you look really well into the film, like at moments you will see there's a Gojo from Jujutsu Kaisen sticker on Donatello's bow staff. Overall, it's such a solid film. To me, the animation was pretty good. The fight scenes were pretty good. The music was pretty good. The villain, I really enjoyed the villain, and there's a post-credit scene that actually teases the Shredder, and I'm pretty excited. Moving in the sequel, I really hope they introduce the Shredder and they actually do him justice. I really hope they do him justice. But overall, that's just my thoughts on the Ninja Turtles film. If you guys had a chance to go watch it, what did you think of it? Do you agree or disagree with me about Master Splinter? To me, it's a really enjoyable film. It's not as great as Spider-Verse, but the animation and the art style, everything about this film is still pretty good. I give it a solid 7.5 out of 10. Mostly the Splinter part just kind of irritated me just a little bit, as well as the runtime, but it's still a pretty good film nonetheless. With that being said, have a good night. Go watch this film and let me know what you think, if you agree or disagree with me. So yeah, peace.